I strongly believe in the idea of Christians owning property. The world is better off with Christians in positions of financial strength, and cash flowing property can do just that. My friend Steve has built a substantial real estate portfolio here in New Hampshire, and now he's teaching Christian brothers to do the same. Go to consultingbycurios.com. He's got options where he coaches you through buying your first rental property or done for you options for busy people. Again, visit consultingbycurios.com. The link is in the description. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I wanted to get on here today and really just give all of my followers, many of us were supporting Donald Trump, and Donald Trump has won the election, which, there's nothing wrong with being satisfied with the result, happy with the result. But I just wanted to make sure that as you kind of react to everything today and think about everything today, just try to remember all of the people out there who they're progressives, maybe they're agnostic, maybe they're just maybe they're a believer of another religion or something like that, and just remember how it's a devastating time for them. Many of these people have wrapped up their whole identity in their politics, and this is a time of profound loss for them. And so, I'm not going to tell you, that you shouldn't be happy, because you can't change what you are. But this is not the time for spiking the football. It's not the time for touchdown celebrations, or it's not the time to just stand there and watch as the home run goes sailing over the wall with the big bat flip and all of that kind of thing. This is the time to just kind of act like you've been there before. And, you can round the bases. I mean, nobody's going to tell you not to round the bases, but remember that real people are hurting right now. And so let's work on healing the relationships with those people. Let's remember that at the end of the day that, that they're just people and they're hurting right now. And they need a friendly hand at this time. And so this is not the time for gloating. This is not the time for celebration. Psych! Oh, yes! Oh, yes. What a tremendous mercy. This is exactly the time to spike the football. This is exactly the time to go ahead and do the huge bat flip and whatever you want to do, the Soto shuffle. Oh, I cannot wait to see the Soto shuffle. Ooh, one of the things about Soto that it's simultaneously so annoying and simultaneously awesome is the stare downs that he does with the pitchers. They throw a nice pitch or a pitch that gets called a strike that's not really, and he just stares at you and he's like, it's just so annoying but so cool at the same time. I can't wait for him to be a Met. This is all winning now. It's all winning. Trump has opened the floodgates. This is just the beginning. It's not a total victory, but it is an important and significant victory on which we must build on. So I've got no doubt Juan Soto's going to be a Met. I mean, how could he not? How could he not be? This is a time for winning. I went to the gym this morning, and I got to tell you, the winning's already begun. I mean, we've only been, listen, I was asleep when the election was called. I went to sleep. I was comfortable with everything. I was totally fine. I don't remember when I went to sleep, but it wasn't that late. And I went to sleep, and I woke up. I saw the election was over. I was like, oh, this is great. Good news. I didn't know the winning was going to start right away. I went to the gym at my normal time, maybe a little earlier than normal. And far fewer women there. Far fewer, noticeably, maybe by a factor of 3 fewer women there. And that includes, the women that come scantily clad, which was a huge win for us. And older women, too. I mean, listen, I like seeing older women at the gym. They're getting healthy, they're staying in shape, and all this kind of stuff. Nothing wrong with that. But they weren't there. And honestly, I think the gym should be a male-only space, in my opinion. They should have their own gyms. So it was just winning all day long, all the way through. It was fantastic. Fantastic. What a wonderful time. I was watching President Trump's victory speech while I was on the stair treadmill. And great stair treadmill workout today. Not my best ever, but second best ever. I just had tons of energy. And an older guy, stood up next to me. He kind of looked over at what I was watching on my cell phone, and I noticed a little bit of disgust. They didn't say anything to me, but hey, that's cool. Then there was this other guy who I know voted for Trump. I just know he does. I've never talked to him before, but I've seen him a few times. And all of a sudden, he starts talking to me about various things and why I use the stair treadmill and various, just asking me questions. There's bonds being formed. I mean, this is the bottom line. Bonds being formed at the gym this morning. Far fewer women. It was just a fantastic, fantastic display of how the winning has already begun. Let's go ahead and dive right into some mainstream media meltdown reactions. Now, this video, I watched it while I was on the stair treadmill as well. And it's not that great. But the supercuts haven't come out yet, but I just cannot wait to dive in. So I'm going to watch this. This guy's name is It's Sean Daniel. Don't know anything about this guy, but he's got an American flag bandana on. I mean, hey, I'm here for it, so I'm ready to go. Let's just savor some of the clips that he found. Some of them are good, some of them are not as good, but let's just go for it, man. This is a great day. A great day.
Too well. Jake Tapper, Anderson Cooper, other networks are having a little meltdown, a cringe fest, a cry fest, a complain fest, because Trump is projected to win the election, even though we have CNN here.
Look how smug this guy is. Look how smug he is. And I listen to this. I don't agree with all of his takes, but look how smug he is. I love it. You just gotta love it. The kids are all right, man. The kids are all right.
Call the race. We're going to go through the best moments of the liberal media freaking out over Trump's projected victory. It's Sean Daniel here. If you guys enjoy the videos, consider subscribing.
Yeah.
Let's go. Look at that beautiful map.
It is beautiful. He's right about that.
So you asked, are there any places that the vice president is overperforming Joe Biden in 2020? So we could show you that as well. We just bring that out here. Harris overperforming in 2020.
Holy smokes.
There you go.
Holy smokes.
So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Not a single county did Kamala Harris overperform. Now, I got to say, there's a couple different things at play here. Now, Kamala Harris is uniquely horrendous. I mean, that's obviously, well, I don't know if she's uniquely horrendous, but she's very horrendous. I mean, she's basically brain dead. So there's that's at play. She stinks as a candidate. Number two, I think that this kind of evidence here shows you just exactly how rampant the cheating was in 2020. No, I mean, she didn't top Biden because nobody could ever top Biden. And it's not like Biden was like this fantastic candidate. That guy's basically brain dead as well. And in every single county, she could not top his performance. Listen, that performance will never be topped. That's just how it is because it was fake. It was fugazi. Look at this guy. He's shocked. He's totally shocked. Now, he's not shocked. He knew this was coming. That's his shocked face that he put up there. Oh, man, this is beautiful.
Literally nothing?
Literally nothing.
Literally not one county?
So you asked.
There's not one county that she overperformed from Joe Biden in the 2020 election. Jake Tapper can't believe it.
We did our part here in Cheshire County. I tell you, listen, Cheshire County, very liberal area. It's a stronghold and stuff like that. It's not like we did really well to flip it, but we performed better. And hey, I did my part. You know what I mean? We got our 2 votes in. It's as simple as that. Me and the wife, and a lot of grief, a lot of hand wringing about all these men that are out there forcing their wives to vote a certain way. And it's just so funny. The BD was all upset about it. It's just preposterous. And just to think, like, you could somehow submit to your own husband as, you should undermine your husband's influence. You know what I mean? That kind of thing. But I think a lot of these people imagine this scenario where it's like, I'm like yelling at my wife, you're going to vote for Trump. You know what I mean? Like, you're going to do it. I'm forcing you to do it. That's not how it is. That's not how it is. My wife is happy to vote how I vote. My wife is happy to take my lead. She's okay with it. I don't even have to ask her. It's just assumed. You know what I mean? It's just like, hey, should I vote tomorrow? Yeah, you should vote tomorrow. Okay, great. And she already knew. She already knew what to do.
Look at this.
20.
Holy smokes.
There you go. So let this go away and see if there's anything on the east side there.
Look how happy this guy is.
Literally nothing? Literally nothing. Literally
Look
not
how
one
happy he is. I don't know this guy, Sean Daniel. I just randomly found this, you know what I mean? Doing a quick search. But look at that grin. Ear to ear, baby. Ear to ear.
county?
So you have
That's because everything you say, nobody resonates with you, dumbass.
Because I'm thinking about the people who are not a part of anybody's elite, who are hurting tonight.
Oh, I'm thinking about them too. I'm thinking about all the people who are not part of anybody's elite and they're hurting. I'm thinking about that too right now. And look at this guy. He's pretending he's sad. I'm not even pretending. No way.
There are African American women who know a little bit about being talked down to and know a little bit about having their economic dreams crushed, who tried to dream a big dream over the past couple of months. And tonight they're trading in a lot of hope for a lot of hurt. And
Listen, I have no sympathy. I have none. I don't care at all. I don't care. Those manipulations, they don't work on me. You know what I mean? They don't work, apparently, they don't work on a lot of people. You could try to manipulate, the poor black women. They traded in their dreams for despair. We don't care. We just don't care. I mean, here's the problem. I was just watching Blow the other day, the movie Blow, where the guy's in prison and his cellmate is like he knows like cocaine dealing and stuff like that, and he tells George, why did your dream not happen, George? It's because you had the wrong dream. Sorry, black ladies. I have nothing against you, really, but the problem is your dream is stupid. You have a stupid dream. And the thing is, you could cry all day. You could say how hurtful it is and how we know a thing or two about being talked down to. You could try to make me feel all sorry for you, but it doesn't change the fact that your dream is nonsense. It's wrong. You don't know what you're talking about. Simple as that. I don't care about your dream when your dream is evil. It's simple. Your dream is evil. Therefore, I don't care that you're in despair right now. I don't care. In fact, I'm happy. I'm happy your dream is in despair.
they were hoping that maybe this time, one of their own could be seen as worthy.
Nope, sorry. Not today. Sorry. Maybe one day one of your own will be seen as worthy, but not if she's like Kamala Harris. That's for sure. Not if she's as brain dead and evil and just silly as Kamala Harris. Nah, not gonna happen. It's a new day in America, that's for sure.
Once again, they're facing rejection, and that hurts. They thought tomorrow morning they're going to walk out with their shoulders back a little bit, maybe able to breathe for the first time and feel like they belong someplace. They did everything that they knew how to do, and it's going to be harder than it should be tomorrow for them to hold their heads up. And they're not the only people who are hurting tonight. If you're a parent of a trans kid, your child's face was used as a springboard to power for somebody.
Oh yeah, that's right. You know, he's right about that. I remember saying this to my wife, and my kids were there too, because again, they played these commercials like crazy during the baseball playoffs, and the commercial with Trump saying that she's for they them, and Trump's for you. That was an effective commercial. That was the most effective commercial that I've seen. And for a lot of reasons. Number one, they just used her own words against her, which is always an advantage. And number two, because that message resonates with people. Like, if your dream includes this insanity being promoted as if not only is it normal, but we have to support this insane fantasy, this insane, twisted, evil, disgusting fantasy. If that's part of your dream, you're going to continue to be disappointed. You're going to continue to be in despair. And I am not going to shed one tear, not one tear for you. In fact, I'm going to laugh and laugh and laugh and laugh. That's what I'm going to do. So if your dream includes that, you're out of your mind. And I think there's a lot of people talking about this campaign, this marketing commercial, I'm trying to find the word. This particular commercial, a lot of Democrats are pointing at this as one of the most effective messages. And they're definitely right about that. And the question is, are they going to learn their lesson or not? And the answer is no, they will not learn their lesson. They're going to continue to push moral insanity because that's what their party is about. It's not normal stuff that they push. They're about moral insanity. That's part and parcel of the platform. They're not going to learn their lesson. They're going to push moral insanity even harder. And so, again, not going to shed a tear. I'm not going to do it. In fact, I'm going to crush this to dust. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. This is going to be crushed to dust, and you're going to be forced to drink it, and that's how this is going to go. Oh, baby. You can't manipulate me when I know what your dream, your sad little pathetic, disgusting dream includes. I know what it includes. So you can't fool me on that one. Oh, I have a dream. I can't even hold my head up. Well, I mean, that's your fault. That's tough luck. I don't care. Hold your head down. I don't care about that. Now, what you could do, I mean, I'm just spitballing here, but what you could do is maybe repent of your wickedness, change your mind on these things, and maybe stop promoting the party that promotes moral insanity in every area. That's an idea. I don't think you're going to take my advice, but it's just an idea. You want to be able to hold up your head high? Well, repent of your sins. It's as simple as that.
That doesn't feel good. There are going to be people tomorrow, we're going to be handing clothes at the dry cleaners to people who don't have papers. There are going to be people who are going to be cleaning your teeth tomorrow who don't have papers.
I mean, again, tough luck. If you don't belong here, you got to go. It's as simple as that. You don't belong here? You snuck in? You got to go. It's as simple as that. It's as simple as that. And I won't shed a tear for that. I won't shed a tear for that. Oh, well, you're going to break up family. Well, the families can go too. In fact, the families have to go too. That's how it has to work. You go together. I don't shed tears for that. That's part of your fantasy, your dream that you want me to feel sorry for you about, that where you could just come into the country no matter what, even if you're supposed to be here or not. That's part of your dream. That's why I'm laughing. That's why I'm laughing, and I will continue to laugh.
And they're terrified tonight. And so it's easy to blow this off. Oh, look at the elites. They're going to get their comeuppance. It's not the elite that's going to pay the price. It's people who woke up this morning with a dream and are going to bed with a nightmare. And those people didn't deserve to be respected and held and talked to. Those are the people who are going to pay the price for whatever Donald Trump decides to do.
They didn't deserve to be held and talked to and coddled. What they deserved is to be held accountable. And that's what this is about. Like, it's not enough for Trump to win. He needs to hold these enemies accountable for what they are trying and have done to the country. There needs to be extreme accountability. There needs to be retribution for all of the people that have planned and plot to import people so that they could vote Democrat forever, secret illegal immigrants, we don't want to check IDs for voting and all that stuff. Swift retribution. That is what's required, and it's got to be swift. Swift. I'm talking first 30 days. We need to make it happen. So not only don't feel sorry for any of these groups, I don't feel sorry at all. I don't feel sympathy. I don't feel anything about their despair. What I feel, though, is that this is a good first step, and accountability needs to be swift. That's what. So you feel like that's a nightmare for you? Well, I don't know. Congratulations, we're in your nightmare.
How do we know that those people didn't vote? A large portion of those people aren't part of the people that elected Donald Trump.
Well,
Right? I think that's a good part of the electorate. And the black women, the party, the Democratic Party, let those black women down. Not Donald Trump.
That's facts, because what they run on is absolute idiocy. But you see how it's emotional bribery, manipulation all the time?
Yeah, he's got this.
No, Trump's going to stand up for what's right finally.
I think this is a big, huge part of the story that it's hard to even digest fully at this moment. But you have Elon Musk, who owns Twitter, X, whatever we're calling it these days, X, who is a disinformation propagandist and now has a direct...
Dude, Elon Musk bought Twitter for way too much money just because he liked posting memes, basically. He wanted to continue to post his memes, and he said, I'll way overpay for Twitter, turn it into X, so I can continue to do what I want to do. That's a boss move, man. It really is. Boss move. Now, the election's over, so I can say it. I don't really trust Elon that much. I don't trust Elon Musk. But I will say, got to give credit where credit is due. I don't have to trust him, but I do have to show my appreciation. Hats off to you, sir. Hats off to Elon Musk.
Potentially have a direct line to the Oval Office.
It's amazing. Whatever they accuse you of is what they are. They are a whole propagandist machine. They have a direct line to the White House.
Good point.
It's always reversed.
And Anderson, it is hard to think.
This is the thing too, like that a lot of people don't get, even to this day. Like, a lot of these arrangements and things are not bad in and of themselves. Like someone having a direct line to the president is not bad. Propaganda in itself is not bad necessarily. It's all about what the point of the propaganda is. Propaganda is okay. It's just that, we're so used to propaganda being used by evil people for evil ends. So, we think of propaganda as evil. Same thing with institutions, right? Like institutions, I saw Owen Strawn crying about how, I'm a professor, but then there's these bloggers and like these podcasters, and they have all this influence, and it really concerns me. And it's like, yeah, I'm glad it concerns you, because here's the thing. Institutions are often used to evil ends and to messed up ends. But the institutions themselves aren't necessarily bad. We need to rebuild institutions. We need to have institutions being used for good. That's the thing. Like, yes, they're accusing you of what they're doing. That's true. But what they're doing is not necessarily bad in isolation. It's just that they're using it to bad ends. We need to learn that lesson very much.
A political comeback that is actually more significant than this one. I'm tempted to say Richard Nixon, but that really falls short of what Donald Trump has achieved.
Yeah, I mean, winning not just the electoral votes, but the popular vote as well.
Because he's winning the popular vote right now by 5 million votes. I don't know what the final total will be. He'll be the first Republican candidate to win the popular vote, if he does, in 20 years. 20 years.
I don't know what you call that, but I call it an epic mandate to go to work. That's what I call it. The people want it. The people need it. They can't wait to see what happens. That's what I call that.
Voters came through for Kamala Harris. White women voters did not. That is what it appears happened in that state, is that if you can't flip enough white women, and we've talked about this on this set numerous times, is that you have a state where you've got a 6-week abortion or a 12-week abortion. I think theirs might be 12 weeks.
Yep.
But it's a state where women lost their reproductive rights, where there was a very heavy push to get women to focus on not putting in place, re-electing, putting back into the White House the person who was responsible for taking those rights away and restoring them.
I'll tell you right now, a lot of women talk about how a vote for Trump is a vote for taking away women's rights. And they expect me to be like, oh, women? Women need me? I'm all over here. That's what they expect. Those days are over. Those days are over. I cannot tell you how many people I've seen publicly say, oh, yeah, I'm voting against women's rights. You got that right. I'm glad to do it. I'm glad to vote against women's rights. I'm happy to do it, and I'm here to do it. Oh, the emotional manipulation just doesn't work anymore. Well, at least not as much as it used to. And I'm just so excited about that.
But that message obviously was not enough to get enough white women to vote for Vice President Harris, a fellow woman. This will be the second opportunity.
Hats off to white women. Hats off to white women everywhere. I mean, you did your part. You know what I mean? You did your part, and that's all we could ask for. You might... It might even be appropriate to call it some kind of a bulwark. There's another word there, but bulwark? Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Unity that white women in this country have to change the way that they interact with the patriarchy. And
Patriarchy? What? No, she's just a fake-ass candidate, and Trump is not. That's why they voted for him.
It's a pure...
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that. No, this is a win for the patriarchy. Well, let's just own it, guys. We just got to own it. This was a win for the patriarchy. A lot of these people tried to set up, this is an election between men and women. Well, as usual. Let's see how Caitlin Clark does in an NBA game against boys high school team. I don't know. As usual.
Project 2025 in miniature in Florida, and that kind of extreme, sort of extremist, right-wing, fascist-type government in Florida, does that make it a more attractive place?
It makes it very attractive because it's so red.
Well, and that's what makes the timing.
He said it makes it very attractive. That's the kind of political commentary I'm all about. Don't even argue. Extremist, fascist, right wing, Nazi, all that stuff, and that doesn't make it more attractive. Yeah, it does. Yes, it does. All of that's all they have. That's all they have. They go, fascist, extremist, right wing, and that's all they've got. And if you just smile and say, yeah, that's right, voting for extremist, right wing, fascist policies, that's what I'm doing. What are they going to do then?
Think of President Biden's decision to step down after the debate, something that if she does in fact lose will be under a microscope because, of course, there was so much discussion, even over the summer, about potentially having an open primary and having that fight play out within the Democratic Party. So I think it's one of the big questions moving forward.
But none of these people fought for that. They just took orders and were like, yeah, we love Kamala. And now they're paying the price, baby.
It's the key to getting elected president.
Well, I think obviously he's got his own unique style, and he speaks in his language. But I also think when we were talking about this earlier, I think Jim Messina was talking about it, that Democrats had made the decision to basically just campaign to be anti-Trump. And for the last 10 years, it's been primarily anti-Trump.
That's literally been their whole campaign, and he's a racist. And look, they show at the Trump HQ this guy with I think it's called a Sikh hat thingy on, a minority in the United States. He's at Trump HQ. Now let's hear some more excuses they make.
Yeah, I like that.
Not because Kamala's a fake-ass person and fake-ass candidate. No. There's other reasons she's not doing as good. Watch.
For Harris.
And the thing about North Carolina, and John has been talking about this and will do more at the wall, is you do have kind of a sense of the country in the state of North Carolina, in that there are growing minority populations, and there is a growing sort of suburban, maybe more moderate population in and around the big cities. And so that is why the Harris campaign thought, with the dynamics of the country right now, that she would have a better shot. But look, the headwinds of the economy, the inflation that people are feeling, the difficulty in their everyday lives.
Yeah, she could not outrun that Biden economy.
Yeah, and the economy, Chris, that is what people are feeling every single day.
Why can't she outrun it? Because everything she presented was not logical.
The economy, yeah. There's some debate in the Democrat camp about the economy, because a lot of people are like this and saying, yeah, the economy sucks. And they're more reasonable and rational, because it clearly does. It sucks. But then on the other hand, you got some guys. I saw that woman, the lesbian, on MSNBC say how great the economy is and how inflation's over and all this kind of stuff. And it's just so hilarious because, like, let's just say there was no inflation anymore, which obviously there is. It's not like prices have reverted. It's not like prices have gone down. It's just they're going up slower. Like, it's just insane. But some people are still kind of heads in the sand, like, well, it's not the economy. It wasn't that. It wasn't the economy. It wasn't the economy that she's presided over. No. There's some debate going on over in the
Based
Democrat
on the
camp.
fact that she was contributing to the Biden economy by being vice president and being toe-to-toe with Biden. And all her little antics were not going to work.
Let's bring Savannah Sellers into this. I mean, what are you reading out of the exit polls? Are you seeing any trend lines? I know you've got your brief. You really look at young voters and you've got your finger on the pulse there. What stands out?
Absolutely. I'll start with some numbers and then give you some anecdotal information. First, let's talk about first-time voters. This is not just young voters, but that's 57% of these first-time voters are under the age of 30. They are breaking for Trump. That is a major reversal from 2020. 53%.
Kids are all right, man. I've been saying this for probably about a year now. The kids are all right. It's as simple as that. The kids are rebelling completely against what they're supposed to do, you know. And the guys that are public, like that one kid that he's gay with the other guy, who's all about Harris. What's his name again? I don't know. That guy. Well, you know, we should find him because he had a funny thing to say on Twitter. It's an outlier. When you see someone like that, it's exceptional. The kids are all right, my friends. Breaking for Trump big time.
For Trump right now, 46% for Harris. Back in 2020, 64% went for Biden.
Look at this guy's face. I don't know his name.
Trump right
Watch
now,
this.
46% for Harris. Back in.
Look at how shocked he is.
Look at this guy. This guy's shocked. Look at this guy. Like,
yeah, because these people are so out of touch, and now they're about to pay the price, baby.
Harry
United States
Sisson, that's the guy's
is
name.
The envy of the world.
Yeah. It absolutely
That the only reason there's a positive economic outlook globally is because the United States economy is doing so well. It's dragging everybody else upward. It's the best job market in the history of the United States. Inflation is back to where it was, not only just before COVID, but before Donald Trump left office, right? I mean, this is the inflation numbers, the economic growth numbers, the fiscal numbers, the U.S. standing in the world numbers are all off the charts positive. Even the freaking stock market, right? All off the charts positive. And yet, the pain, the old pain from having gone through the rise in prices, which is over, and which we weathered better than every other advanced economy in the world, to me, it can't be prescriptive.
For the professional painter, getting the job done right.
We're back to regular commercials. You know, this would have been a political ad yesterday. So that's good. Yeah, but you see, there's trouble in the ranks here. There's some dissension, you know. It's either we have a terrible economy or we have the greatest economy ever. Inflation's over. Let's watch this. This one made me laugh earlier today. Harry Sisson, his life is lost all meaning. It's lost all meaning. And this is the kind of guy, let's just read a few. Tonight, America failed us all. This guy's in despair, and I could not be happier about this. This is the reason you spike the football, because of guys like Harry Sisson. Let's watch his video and have a nice laugh.
So the election between Donald Trump and Kamala Harris has not been called yet. We do not know who the winner is, but it is pointing in one direction. And it's not final, but I just wanted to say that America failed women tonight, primarily.
Hey, I was glad to be part of it. America failed women. I will own that. Harry Sisson called it. America failed women today. Guys, you got to be ready to own it. You got to.
Trump has insulted women, berated them, has been found liable in court for assaulting a woman, and he took women's reproductive rights away.
Oh, yeah.
And instead of standing up to that, people voted for it.
That's right. That's right, Harry. We voted for it. We voted for taking away women's reproductive rights. That's not a real thing. That's not a real thing. And so, of course, we voted to take them away because that's all just a fantasy. That's just not real. Women's reproductive rights. Listen, if I could have voted, all day yesterday, all day for that's all I did was vote, I would have done it. I would have done all to take away women's reproductive rights. I would have done it all day.
And
look how sad he is.
We failed our daughters, our mothers, our sisters, our wives tonight. America failed them. We failed them. It is unfortunately the reality of the situation. So I'm sorry to everybody out there who will be impacted by what may come.
You don't have to apologize to me. I'll be impacted, and I'm ready for it. You know what I mean? Now listen, if I've got to be deported, listen, if I got to go back to do the right thing, I'll gladly go back. I think that's gone on long enough. 35 minutes of that. We'll probably talk more about it because it's a great day and it's going to be a great week. And I'll tell you right now, guys, things are looking up. But remember what I said. This is a first step. We've given Donald Trump a mandate, and we demand swift retribution. People must be held accountable for what they have attempted to do to us. And we didn't sit back idly by and let them do it. We did what we could, and now we've given the big guy a mandate. And we expect swift accountability, swift retribution. And it starts in just a little over, how long? A couple months? Couple months. Oh, yes. I hope you found this video helpful. God bless.
Puro fuego es mi amor.